After 3,813 days, AJ Lee has finally returned to the WWE. John Cena might just be Doctor Who because the dude's turned back the clock and he's suddenly wrestling like he's 25 again. I might be the only fan who feels this way, but I just don't have any interest in John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. What is up, wrestling fans? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic. AJ Lee has returned. I've analyzed SmackDown. I've got so much to say, so without further ado, let's get into my 5 key findings. After 3,813 days, AJ Lee has finally returned to the WWE. The former 295-day Divas champion, Hollywood producer, and best-selling author has made her return, and I honestly thought this was never going to happen. Forget Cody Rhodes, you can call her Eberici Eze, because after over a decade, she has finally returned home, and it is now time for her to finish her story. In the time she's been away, I've graduated middle school, high school, and university, but she is back. It was a worse-kept secret than the existence of Area 51, but I don't care. Even with all the speculation, even with all the guarantees, I still had goosebumps when it happened. We've heard it all before, people predicting that AJ Lee will return, but just like a kid who's asked for an iPhone for Christmas but has got his Nokia brick instead, we were let down. And just like you can never break a Nokia brick, I thought this was never going to happen, but I was wrong. It did, and I am delighted. Welcome back, AJ Lee. In at number 4, fans are being even more disrespectful to Sami Zayn. I know I said it last week and I hate to repeat myself, but I'm going to do it anyway. Chicago, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. You are an absolute disgrace. Sami Zayn has worked so hard for decades to get to where he is in WWE. He deserves it. He hasn't been given handouts. He has worked so hard to get every opportunity that he has got, and even still, he deserves more. He deserves the World Championship. He deserves a Royal Rumble win, and he hasn't gotten that. And yet still, fans like people in Chicago are booing him, are disrespecting him. You should be cheering him. You should be wanting him to get a push, yet you aren't. They've got me so mad I'm talking like a heel who's feuding with a babyface who can't do their job, who's just looking to try and get some cheap heat, but I don't care. Sami Zayn deserves better than this absolute nonsense. Chicago, you are a disgrace. In at number 3, John Cena might just be Doctor Who because he clearly has a time machine as he's wrestling like he's 25 again. When his retirement run started, I did have some concerns about how it would go in terms of in-ring action after the last couple runs he had were kind of mediocre when it came to the actual in-ring competition. And when his run first started at the Royal Rumble at Elimination Chamber, and then of course that heel run definitely didn't help, I had even more concerns. But every match over the past couple of months, he has gotten better, and this match against Sami Zayn was no exception. He was bringing out moves from his opponents, his rivals from the past, like he was a Pokemon using Move Thief. RKO, Styles Clashes, GTSs, angle slams, pop-up powerbombs, and a spear. There's so many, I actually have to read them off my writings, off my notes, but I don't care. Next week, I wouldn't be surprised if he suddenly starts hitting 619s and frog splashes. The dude might just become Rey Mysterio. But John Cena, seriously, I am having the time of my life watching his final few months now. I just wish there was a bit more time left because it feels like there's so much left to do and we wasted so much time on that heel run, that silly little heel run. But before we go any further, if you guys could please do me a massive favor, and that it would be hitting that like button, because right now it is 4:40 a.m. in the UK. I'm awake. I'm quite tired. I've had a lot of coffee, too much coffee, a lot of energy, as you can tell. But I am doing this video, and all I ask is that you guys hit a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on Friday Night SmackDown in the comments below. In at number 2, the women's titles on SmackDown are being booked like an afterthought. I can't remember the last time that Tiffany Stratton did something which wasn't a backstage segment. And I love Julia, I've loved her for years, but quite frankly right now the audience hasn't really been given a reason to care for her or Kiana James. But the biggest issue of them all is the challengers for both championships are rinse and repeat. The main title rotation is Nia Jax and Jade Cargill, meanwhile the US title rotation is Michin and Zelina Vega. It's just a rotation of the same challengers over and over and over again. And it sucks because all the talent involved is incredibly talented, as talent suggests. But they deserve better. They really do. The writing just feels lazy. It feels like there's no thought going into it. And it really feels like there's no long-term vision going into it. They deserve better. And in at number 1, I might be the only one who feels this way, but I just don't have any interest in seeing John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Cena only has a few precious dates left, and we're just wasting one of those on Lesnar. And look, I'm not questioning it from a business perspective. Brock Lesnar, John Cena, that is a blockbuster match. The first premium live event on ESPN, that is a big deal. I get it from a business perspective. Short term. But long term, I think this is a mistake, because you could be using this date to have John Cena feud against a younger star, a dirty Dominic Mysterio or somebody like that, an Obafemi, I don't know. Meanwhile, you could also have Brock Lesnar on the same card, but feuding against another young talent. That way you are creating 2 young stars. Even if it's a loss, you're still helping elevate them. And yes, I understand during this tour Cena has faced Orton, he has faced Punk, but I don't want to see all these people be old challengers. I said this in January and it's happened, and it turns out it basically is all old challengers. But Brock Lesnar just doesn't need to be one. They needed to find the balance, and I don't think the balance has been found. But anyway, that does bring us to the end of Allison Analysis for today. If you guys did enjoy, like I said, please hit that like button. It does mean the world to me, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Tuesday to talk a little bit of Monday Night Raw. See you guys then. Peace.